Welcome to Tabletop Battle Adventures. D-Day, 0800 hours, turn 16, part 8. Looking at Omaha Beach, 916th Grenadiers, 1st and 2nd Platoon, defending. Assaulting the beach from the far right flank, 2nd Rangers, Company C, 1st Platoon. They about to the Sherman Crocodile flamethrower tank. That starts 2nd Platoon. Heavy weapons. Then out in front of the Ranger heavy weapons is the far right flank of the 116th Infantry Company A, 1st Platoon. And that's 1st Squad. 2nd Squad's here in the center. And 3rd Squad for heavy weapons. The 743rd Tank Battalion, Company A. Company Commander, the captain's been knocked out, destroyed by the 88mm closest bunker. Further bunker has a Pac 40. 743rd 2nd Platoon tank's been knocked out. The remaining tanks taking some hits, some of them, but still in the fight. Sherman with the dozer has broken through the beach obstacles. Flamethrower tank following in through the gap. For the more in-depth details, unit positions, casualties, objectives, who holds them, go back and watch the introduction video for this turn and follow along. Here in the hedgerows, 506th PIR, 1 platoon. It's in a epic battle with the 1 platoon from the 1058th Grenadiers, a platoon from the 100th Panzer led by 1st Lieutenant Eulander and his Puma, Sergeant Gerald's half-track, Sergeant Ronald's half-track. Also, the 6th Fallschirmjäger has pushed some soldiers forward to back up the 1058 Grenadiers. The 6th Fallschirmjäger also hold Carentan. The river lock is open for the whole battle and has been flooding the green fields. The brown fields are regular movement, infantry and vehicles. The green fields, infantry advance, no run, and no vehicles. Hedgerows do block line of sight. These 2 bridges leading into Carentan, also held by the 6th Fallschirmjäger. And first dice tonight will be German. 6th Fallschirmjäger Panzerschreck team, 2nd floor of this building. They receive an advance order. I'm going to go ahead and move them out of this window because let's see if I can get a good view here. It's right down the road. You have the M5 3-inch AT gun. I think we'll be able to target these windows, and don't want them setting a feeler down to see if there's anybody behind these windows. Alright, that'll keep them out of harm's way, and they'll be able to advance to the windows once a while from now when the U.S. armor reaches the hedgerows after taking Omaha Beach. 506th platoon leader, 1st Lieutenant Corey, is going to receive an advance order, and they're gonna head right over here to the corner of the hedgerow and hopefully get line of sight on the 6th Fallschirmjäger forward observer. three-man team on the boxes there, so we can call in a artillery strike. Let's go with an artillery strike because we can also maybe do some damage, at least put some pin markers on the Puma and 1058 Grenadiers, 1st Section Leader Sergeant Michael. Okay, they do make it, and they're not going to fire any of their weapons because all we're going to do is radio. Oh, doesn't it have to be on a fire order? Yeah, I think it does. Okay, so then they're not going to fire their weapons, and they'll stop there. Next turn, they'll be able to call in an airstrike or artillery strike. 6th Fallschirmjäger, 2nd Section LMG team, 1st floor of the ruined farm building. They receive an advance order. They're going to head into the 2nd floor and get set up. Yeah, good position here. Right now it'd be a 3 movement 4. Wouldn't be worth shooting this turn. I think they'll remain hidden and not fire in order to make it more likely. Yeah, so right now it'd be 4 for the movement, definitely long range at least. And then it'll be hard cover shooting into the hedgerows, soft cover here against the 57mm AT. So yeah, I think let's wait. We'll remain hidden to do more damage in the future than we will right now, I think. 506 medium mortar is going to go on ambush. Currently they're hitting the 2nd floor far left window on a 5. But there's no targets in that window, so we'll just go on ambush for now. If any Germans move into that window, we'll fire a mortar round in that position. If not, next turn, either First Lieutenant Corey, platoon leader, will call in the mortar on a new target, or Colonel Sink, Commander 506th, or platoon commander Captain Carey. All have radio operators, so they'll be able to call in a new target for the mortars. (116th Infantry), 1st Squad, soldier with the BAR. He's got 1 pin marker. He'll receive an advance order. Landmine check. Pass. He's going to advance over to his wounded buddy and then drag his buddy over behind that low tide soft cover. His movement was reduced to 2.5 inch in total because he's dragging the wounded soldier. He won't be able to fire his weapon either. 6th Fallschirmjäger 3rd Section LMG team receives advance order. They'll go into the 2nd floor of this building. They have their sniper, Panzerschreck team, LMG team set up, patiently waiting for the U.S. forces to approach the bridges. (116th Infantry Heavy Mortar). They have 1 pin marker, and they're going to go ahead and receive a run order and advance up to that low tide mark. That way they'll be in soft cover while they're providing cover fire. They'll need a orders check, and there is platoon sergeant for the 116th nearby, so 10 and under. Pass. Next up, landmine check. Pass. There we go. We're set up for next time. 6th Fallschirmjäger Commander, Major von der Heid, on the 2nd floor of the church tower. He is going to order his radio operator to advance into the top of the tower. Major von der Heid stayed the 2nd floor, but his radio operator is now up here in the tower. Great line of sight. Be able to call in artillery strikes, occasional air strikes, starting next turn. 6th Fallschirmjäger MMG team, second floor of the building, center screen, go on ambush. In the future, he's going to have a really nice... Actually, he can probably shoot now. But we won't, because that'd be a tough shot. We'll not give away our position that easily. We'll wait till those U.S. forces are just about to the river lock. Then light them up. 6th Fallschirmjäger, 2nd section leader, Sergeant Hans, and the 2nd section LMG team will go on ambush. Platoon Sergeant 6th Fallschirmjäger will go on ambush. And 1st section leader, Sergeant Carl, and the 1st section LMG team will go on ambush. Defenses for the 6th Fallschirmjäger are pretty strong at the bridges and even in the farm complex. But after the 1058 Grenadiers' right flank's been broken with the help, only one 6th Fallschirmjäger reinforcement soldier still alive there, Sergeant Hauser from 2nd section, assistant leader. But all the way up to here now, no Germans. And since the hedgerows block line of sight, that's going to allow them to move pretty freely until they get where they're trying to get across the gap here in the hedgerows. 116th Infantry 1st Squad Assistant Leader receives an advance order. He'll need to take a landmine check. He'll receive an advance order and head up, getting soft cover behind the beach obstacle. He passes. He has a submachine gun. And let's say he's going to just throw... You know what? He's going to fire straight down that open trench up there. Suppose it's supposed to look like that. It's supposed to be level, but yeah, that's what I've been playing. I've been playing that although this trench is elevated up there, that actually it gradually goes down. You know, imagination. So we'll just fire at these soldiers here. This is the 916th Grenadiers, 2nd Platoon, 2nd Section. We got 2 wounded soldiers, but 3 of them still up, and they haven't received their order dice yet, so let's keep putting some pins on them. I think he'll need 7s. Misses. The sergeant also ordered the 116th 2nd Squad Flamethrower team to advance, and they're going to follow the 1st Squad Assistant Leader. They're going to try to weave up through here and get the flamethrower to knock out the 88. At the same time, we're trying to get the flame tank to follow the Sherman with the dozer blade and knock out the Pac 40 with the flamethrower, then hang a left along the beach. And if this flamethrower team hasn't succeeded, I believe I'm also sending another flamethrower here to the 116th 1st Squad flamethrower team is also making a break for them. So we've got to knock these bunkers out. They're going to receive advance. I'll have to take a landmine check. They pass. Rifleman's going to see if he can put a pin on the Pac 40, needing a 7. Possible. Oh, gets a pin on the Pac 40. Okay, to kill gun shield, so it'll be 6s to kill. Ooh, he gets a wound. Yeah, so he wounds one of the gunners, bleeding out in 2 turns. Nice. Lucky rifle shot. Pac 40 gunner takes a wound. He'll bleed out in 2 turns, so the end of turn 18. And just so you can see, on the other side of the other room here is the 1st Platoon flamethrower, 916th Grenadiers 1st Platoon flamethrower team, just waiting for the first troops to come around this corner. 6th Fallschirmjäger medic receives an advance order. He's going to go toward the middle of the table So he can either head down this direction to work on wounded, or be able to quickly get back to the building or outside the building to help out. But also get him a little further away from this hedgerow, where soon U.S. forces will be moving down, hidden in the hedgerows again. Brown D6s represent the grenades held by the Germans. Green D6s represent the grenades held by the U.S. soldiers. 6 Fallschirmjäger, first section, 2 soldiers with assault rifles and Panzerfaust will go on ambush. 116th Infantry, first squad bazooka team receives an advance order. They're going to head up behind that beach obstacle and take a shot with the bazooka at the Pac 40. Landmine check. Pass. Bazooka soldier is going to need a 7. Okay, we'll call that a reroll. Miss. Let's see where that HE round is going to land. 2d6 into scattered ice. Falling short by 8 inches. 6 Fallschirmjäger, third section, 2 soldiers with rifles. Panzerfaust will go on ambush. I thought about taking the third section. 5 of the soldiers are here, the other 5 are over here. And I thought about getting them across the bridge and then counterattacking the U.S. forces. But by the time they get into action, the German armor may be coming from the far side of Carentan, at the same time as the U.S. armor reinforcements are coming from the hedgerow roads here, meeting in the middle somewhere for an epic armor battle with infantry, of course. So I don't know. I think for now we'll just hold on to the objectives here, protect the objectives, the bridges into Carentan, since that's the way we get our armor through Carentan, across the bridges, and counterattack, smash the Allies. 6 Fallschirmjäger, third section leader, Sergeant Odin, is going to spring his ambush and advance up to the barbed wire and open the barbed wire. He's going to give an order dice to the 6 Fallschirmjäger flamethrower team, who are going to receive a run order. Looks like 6 Fallschirmjäger are sending some more reinforcements. We're going to spring the... Think about that. We're going to spring the ambush for the third section, 2 soldiers with the rifles and the Panzerfaust, and they too are going to receive a run order from their ambush. It's like reinforcements are coming after all. 6 Fallschirmjäger, forward observer, is going to receive a advance order. He's going to work his way over to this ruined building, and I think we're going to be able to get good line of sight from up here in the destroyed roof. First floor of this building is the 6 Fallschirmjäger 3rd Section LMG team. They receive an advance order, and they're going to advance into the 2nd floor of the building. Second Rangers, 1st Platoon. First Squad Assistant Leader and 2 soldiers with rifles receive an advance order. They're going to take an orders test of a 10 and under. They pass. They'll get rid of that pin marker. Landmine check. Pass. Rifleman on the end is going to take a shot at the MMG team that's on the roof, but not really there, really in the bunker. and he'll need a 7. It's a miss. The other 2 soldiers are going to attempt to save the LMG gunner, who is lying wounded. First, the assistant first squad leader, needing a 6. No good. Now the soldier in between the shooter and the sergeant, needing a 5 up. Oh, they revived the LMG gunner from, I believe that's from first squad, their own squad. Nice, they patch up the first squad. First platoon, first squad, LMG gunner. Next up, Rangers first platoon, first squad, bazooka team receives an advance order. They'll be able to go about 4.5 inches just in front of that order dice. Checking landmines when they hit the sand. Oh, there we go. That's a that was the landmine check though, not an orders check, as in rolling for FUBAR. In this case, when they hit the sand, they hit a landmine. We roll on the landmine chart. On a 2 up, they just roll for the pin markers, and on a 1, then they're hit by the landmine. Oh no. 1 through 3, 1 inch. 4, 5, 6, 2 inch. 1 inch. Oh, that's right. I'm only running 2 inch is the smallest. So it says 2. It's a HE. Yeah, the 2. So that's a D3 pins. 1 pin. Okay. Plus 2 penetration though. So instead of dying on 5s, dying on 3s, wounded on 2s. They are killed. These are the first soldiers that were killed by landmines, despite all the times we've rolled for landmine checks, which has been a few. Even currently, I think this was a landmine check where they had to go down. Where else? Right here, the Rangers 2nd Platoon Commander. But everybody got lucky until now. That was a heavy loss. That was the first 2 KIA for the Rangers. Besides that, they've only had 4 or so, maybe 5, but I think 4 wounded soldiers. 2 of which were saved. 2 remain wounded. I think I'm going to call it a night now. It's a good spot to end on. Epic landmine fail. Be back for maybe the final part for this turn. About 3 nights. And when we return, it'll be German dice. So many battles and fights going on. See you next time.